Like it? That's to see your hair color more.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna dye it again. I'm thinking about going a little bit lighter.
You can go lighter. The complexion, you can go like a lot lighter.
Bad and bougie. Cooking up with a bougie.
All right, what time is it? 8 o'clock? Oh, look at that. I looked at the clock and it's exactly 8 o'clock on the dot. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Cocktails and Conversations. We're going to wait a while just to give viewers time to join us, and we're still waiting on Miles. But I guess we can, see what y'all been up to. You want to let us know, how was your holiday? How has your weekend? Well, no, we're going into the weekend.
Yes.
New Year's.
We're about to have a whole new year.
A whole new year. That went by really fast. So how was your Christmas?
Let me tell you, girl, I had the best Christmas. I slept the whole time.
You didn't have to worry about no children?
My kids, they came home Christmas Day, and then they left back out the next morning. I've been almost 2 weeks with no kids.
And how have you utilized that time? Just resting?
Yeah.
Resting?
Yep.
Must be nice. So,
I have not done anything.
I've still been a little under the weather. Haven't shaken this cold off, but I'm feeling a lot better. I've been self-medicating a lot. I did see a couple of movies over the weekend, and today I went to go see The Matrix.
Did you like it?
I'm wondering if I feel the way that I feel about The Matrix because I'm comparing it to the first one. Because this one, I don't know. I don't think my mind was really ready for it. It just seemed like it was a lot going on in the movie.
Was it the same characters?
Yeah, they had some of the same characters. Lawrence Fishburne didn't return, but I just couldn't follow the story. Like, I don't even know what the story was. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it yet, but like for those of you who have seen The Matrix, did you like it?
I can't even tell you the last time I went to the movies.
Yeah.
It's been a while. So
well, weekdays are really good, especially like in the daytime because nobody's there. So for me, it's easy for me to go catch a matinee when there's nobody in the movies and I can watch it. But even like the last movie I saw before that, I went to go see SPIDERMAN, and a lot of people saying like, oh my God, I love Spider-Man, but I just felt like it was a really long movie. It had some good parts in it, a lot of action, but I just feel like it wasn't enough action for the time frame. Like I feel like I'm watching the movie getting bored, and
when
then the action for me. When I saw Spider-Man like a week ago, maybe.
Were you sick?
No, I think it was before I got sick.
I'm just wondering because like sometimes when you get tired, you want what is
because y'all rush.
That's trash.
Why?
I'm sitting down.
You look like somebody coached at a
do over.
I can't represent my
No, not even that team. No.
I say I hate on my team.
Wait, we're not even hating on your team. We just hating on the whole entire.
Where you come from with that?
I don't know. He feels rushed. Take your time, brother. Take your time.
2 minutes.
Go ahead.
You're 15, and that's what you come back with. You need to make sure it's better. Go ahead.
Hey, Auntie Carol.
Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, you know what we don't have today?
What's that?
A way to read
well, we'll have Miles bring his iPad so he can read the comments or whatever.
So y'all gotta be a little bit patient with us today on the comments because I already.
Or if he have his phone too, he can read the comments from his phone. All right. So today, what we're gonna do? We're gonna jump into a few hot topics. And after we discuss those hot topics, then we're going to jump into our main topic of conversations tonight, which is identifying toxic characteristics. And you can identify these different characteristics in your friends, in your family members, your coworkers, your significant other. But what you don't want to do is ignore them, but you need to know what they are to identify them. A lot of times people dismiss a lot of things, and what you're dismissing is a red flag.
Right. I think I sent you a video, and then I posted it in the group. About it was like a little TikTok where the lady says that how toxic family can be. Like you can go out and forgive all of these strangers, but you can't forgive your family member. And when it's a misunderstanding, not an argument or something so minor, or somebody else not talking to you, so now I don't want you to talk to them. Like that type of stuff is really just toxic.
It's
like,
toxic and it's childish. But yeah, I did see that, and we could definitely discuss that once Miles joins us. All right, so one of the hot topics. I don't know if you guys have been watching the news lately, but I was watching the news. I want to say it was either this morning or yesterday morning, and it was this guy that was running around Burlington Coat Factory with a bicycle chain, and he was cracking women across the head. Like you see these women running around the store, and they got like blood just pouring from them. One lady on the ground just pouring from her. Then the police came in and they shot him. I think they said it was a question about was law enforcement wrong for killing the man. Like this dude is recklessly running around the store with a chain, injuring people.
Well, technically, that's assault with a deadly weapon anyway. So, I mean, he waiting on his life to be ended.
Yeah, I didn't get the backstory as to what prompted him to do that. I really can't understand like why a human being would do something like that. But people are crazy. They kill, people will take another person's life like it's nothing, as if you can come back from death.
Man, that I think the crazy part about it has a lot to do with self-love. Like it's too many people that don't have self-love.
They don't value life.
And it's hard. But you know what? I think the biggest thing is, I go back to this repeatedly. Counseling. People absolutely refuse to get counseling. And if once you get counseling, you can recognize some of these issues that you have within you, then things will be a lot better. But for whatever reason, it's like people absolutely refuse.
Okay, so you say for whatever reason. Now, we had a post in the group and we were talking about counseling. And I vividly remember, there was so many people on that post saying counseling for what? Why I'm going to go talk to somebody when I could just tell you? And I know a lot of people personally that think like that. They feel like, how is a stranger going to help me solve my problems when they have problems in their life? Like, I don't think that you should look at it as if this person's life needs to be perfect in order for them to teach me or help me see something that I might not see in my own problem, my situation.
I think, and that's the crazy part about it, because you look at somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You're saying that somebody else how can somebody else tell you? But that's the same thing when we come to you and say, hey, look, I got a question. Or I have a dilemma, or I need your opinion on something. That's the same thing counselors do. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's different when you're talking to somebody that don't personally know you. And it's always been that way. When you feel like that person can't be biased or take sides, that's the purpose of going to see a counselor, because now you're talking to somebody that has absolutely nothing to do with your situation, that's going to give you some insight on, well, maybe it's like that because of this. Well, maybe have you tried this? Have you addressed this situation? And when you get that from a friend or a family member, somebody that's close to you, the first thing you do is reject it, because you feel like, for one, they don't know what they're talking about, or two, they taking sides, or you feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be that kickback that you give anyway when you're talking to somebody that you know. So why not talk to somebody that can't be biased?
Yeah, I think that when you talk to a counselor, counselors have been to school and they're trained to think outside of the box. Like they're going to think with an open mind. And when you're usually in your situation, you only can see how you are affected by it. Some people can think big and put themselves, like, be empathetic and think, okay, well, how would this person feel? You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, when you're in your feelings, in your emotions, you don't really see things, the big picture. You just see it like for how you see it and how it affects you. So when you go to counseling, the counselor's the one that's sitting back and they analyzing and they listening, and it's like, oh, okay, so this is how you perceive it. This is what you feel about it. And then they could ask you, how did the other person feel? Or even if it's anybody else that's involved, but they can get you to look at something from more than one perspective, and that can help you. Like that person's life don't need to be perfect to help you see something in your life that might not be going as well.
One of the biggest things I've seen, I've been through counseling or whatever, and I think I tried to do it in my previous relationships. And one of the things that I thought was really big for me was the counselor saying, okay, tell her or him how you feel. Okay. use a feeling, use an emotion, using an emotional word, tell them how you feel, and then you go back and ask the person, and what did they say?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that used to be so difficult because, again, it's how you perceive things.
Because what I say, you might hear it differently than the way that I mean for it to be.
So I'm a very sarcastic person. So when somebody send me a text message or say something to me, I always respond like what I heard was, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm a smart ass anyway. So I'll take words, I'll twist them, I say, I flip them and do the whole nine. But I always do that. When somebody tells me something, if however I perceived it, I would say what I heard was, and you go from there.
Yeah.
And I just do it that way because of the fact that, for one, I think it's funny.
But I think that's the best way to making sure that you understood what they said and they can understand, like, no, that is not what I said. Let me correct you right there. But I do that too. But I don't do it to be sarcastic. I do it to make sure I heard you correctly. To make sure I heard you correctly.
Right.
So what you're saying is,
yeah. I mean, it's always best. There's nothing wrong with that. But, like I said, with me and my personality, sometimes I have to. And then, of course, I always have to pick up the phone and call people because, with my personality, sometimes my words come across way stronger than I may intend for them. So, yeah, I kind of leave stuff alone. But,
yeah. Well, I think counseling is great. I'm not sure what happened to people to make them think so negatively about counseling. And I really don't even think that a lot of people have had negative experiences. I think it's just, I don't want people in my business, or I don't need somebody that don't know me to tell me something, and it goes back to like when you grow up and they be like, what goes on in my house stays in my house. So they feel like whatever internal or family issues they having, we just gonna deal with it inside. We just gonna sweep it under the rug because I don't need nobody outside of my family in my business, or I don't need somebody that don't know me to try to tell me who I am or how I need to be.
Right.
And because so many people think like that, they're closed into a little box and they never can get out of it and to see around their own, interpretation of things.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But we have that a lot. We have a lot of our members are that way. I think I don't remember who it was. Really didn't matter. But I posted the post about the young lady that killed herself, the one with kids.
Yeah.
And how she struggled with basically not having me time. And support.
Because she said she just want to go to the bathroom without children. People really take parenting for granted. They really ignore mother's mental state of mind. Right. Because you got to think about it. My entire life has just been me. I haven't had to worry about nobody. But now I am 100% responsible for this little human's life. And everything that goes on with them is because of me. So I can't fail. I can't mess up. I can't slip up. But at the same time, when do I get some me time? Like, I just want to breathe. I want to have a conversation with an adult, not a little child, not a little kid. Like, I remember, being a single mom and feeling like, oh my goodness, I'm tired of talking about wrestling men. I just want to have an adult conversation with somebody, and it's like, it was kind of hard for me because I'm a girly girl and I'm up here raising a little boy who is a man that likes cars and wrestling men and rough stuff,
right,
that I'm not really interested in. But it's like, you have no choice. You are that person's provider. So it doesn't matter if you want to break down. It doesn't matter if you want to cry. It doesn't matter if you don't want to wake up tomorrow. You have to.
Right.
So put your feelings aside. Stop thinking about yourself and know that you have to take care of this other life. Your life doesn't matter no more when you have a child. But when it's two parents, the day that you feel like you cannot go on, you can pass the baton to the dad, and the dad pick up the slack to where you can get better and you can get the healing that you need. But when dad isn't there, it all falls on you. And it can be so much pressure on a young woman who feel like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to feed my child. I don't know how I'm going to get these bills paid. And now it's like, I just need to go sit down and just breathe. But you can't because you got them little fingers under the door talking about, mommy, mommy, mommy. And she might have snapped. And I can see how that can happen. I mean, it's been a lot of times I've wanted to snap, but I was just stronger. Like maybe I'm stronger in my faith than what she was. A lot of kids nowadays don't even believe in God.
Right.
At all. And I think that's the big problem. When you don't believe in God, you don't have that faith. You don't have that extra strength that you need to pull through those hard moments.
I know that literally since I think the kids went the Saturday after they got out of school, their last day of school was like on a Thursday. I kept them Friday. They were with their dad Saturday. And out of 11 years, this is the longest time frame that I've not been with any kids.
Wow.
In 11 years.
Wow.
You know, so I had to tell them, I was like, look, I really appreciate, you know what I'm saying, like you taking the initiative to get him, or, you know, his mom getting him, or his sister, like wherever they at, they not with me. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
you know they good.
Right. Like I done slept in, and I done sat back and just chilled and watched TV and catch up on stuff. And it was just
some little things that you might have taken for granted. Now you're like, man, it's been a minute since I've been able to just sit down and watch TV without nobody telling me I want some cereal or, you know, whatever.
Let me tell you something. And again, with the kids at home, I don't cook that much. I've been cooking, girl. I done put stuff in the freezer. I done made gumbo. I done made chicken noodle soup from scratch. I just made okra with tomatoes and shrimp. I mean, and sausage. Nice. Yeah, I didn't, like when I say I done made this stuff and then froze it because I'm the only person eating it. Yeah. So that I did catfish, shrimp, and fries. And when I tell you, I just be cooking, like I went and bought oxtails. I wouldn't spend $40 on oxtails.
When we ain't nobody like oxtails, I can help you eat those oxtails.
So I'm just like, you know, I enjoy it. So
hold on, we have a comment. All right, we have Satari Base. Me time is very important. That's why we get my grandson as much as possible. I understand. And you know what? Your grandson's mom is very blessed to have a son and grandmother like you, because a lot of times people, they take for granted that, you know, moms need a break. So the fact that she's able to allow her child to come stay with y'all so she can get a break and y'all can get time to spend with your grandbaby, that's amazing. Because a lot of people don't get to see their grandkids. If the mom mad at the dad, be like, nope, you can't see them. You know, you have a lot of females that do that. They'll take the baby and hide them from the dad because the daddy didn't do what the mama wanted her to do. Thank you. Much better. Much better. Gee. All right, you guys. Welcome, Miles.
They hating on my outfit.
We was hating on that other outfit. You look very nice right now.
I was a coach, huh? Thank you.
He came out with those little sorry Steelers. We didn't want him to, you know, embarrass himself like that.
Anyway, what's going on, people?
How was your Christmas?
Shit. Same as yours. Cool.
Yeah, okay. I had a good Christmas, a lot of good food. Y'all did that. I like that sauce that was on the shrimp and the crabs and potatoes and corn. It was a lot of food.
Yeah, I was trying to get it.
I bet a lot of people had to take some home.
Oh, I was trying to give it away.
Yeah, it was a
Ain't
lot.
Nobody called me.
Girl, we was way on the south side somewhere.
What you mean that I know?
Then she know.
I don't know.
Why would I know?
We said
well, when we was here the last week, we did say that we was
gonna.
Oh.
No, we didn't say we was gonna be here. I said I was gonna be with him probably.
Oh, yeah, see, that's all I knew.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
All bad.
You sure should have came because it was like way too much food. I had a good time though. Those games were really fun.
Mm-hmm. So, what's going on?
We was just talking about different things and hot topics, and I was telling Nene about the guy at Burlington. Did you hear about that? He was walking through Burlington with a bike chain, hitting women across the head, busting their heads open at the store, and the police had to come in and shoot them.
Yeah, but they shot that little girl.
Yeah, it was an accidental shooting. It went through the dressing room and killed like a 14-year-old girl.
I think she was younger than that.
I thought they said she was 14.
Yeah, I think she might be a long younger than that. But you're trying out for the peak to met that 16 thing.
Huh?
She was trying to address for that little 16 people.
Quinceañera?
Yeah.
Oh, she was going to a quinceañera.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad. So what do you think should happen in the case like the police are trying to stop a man who's assaulting women, you know?
Well, first of all, you're in a public place with tons of people now.
Mm-hmm.
You know the man in there, you saying he got a piece of pipe or something in his hand.
It don't really be a ton of people at Burlington.
But still. Okay.
Well, it kind of depends on which one you going to because I don't went to some.
Yeah, the one that will be packed.
Yeah, so if he got a chain or rope with whatever on there.
Yeah, he had a bicycle chain.
I'm sorry. We need your tablet.
Okay, and I had it. Excuse me for a minute. But yeah, if he had that, I just think that they could have tased him. It's enough for y'all to go up surround him.
Yeah.
Why you gotta pull a weapon, the gun first thing?
Yeah,
Somebody got a
especially if the
knife.
bully gonna go further
Come on,
and it
these
can hurt
laws
somebody.
know better. You're supposed to be trained to know this.
So do police carry tasers on them?
Them suckers carry
All the
tasers,
time?
mace, something, bean bags. They got them bean bags.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think they went in there straight to kill. I mean, like women was bleeding all over the store. I can understand them shooting to kill, but it's just unfortunate that the little girl ended up dying in the crossfire.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, stuff like that happens all the time.
But to go back, we were talking about not having
Mama's breaks.
That's why I was telling you about when I made the post. Who wants to communicate better with their baby mama, baby daddy?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Like some people are just not even able to communicate. So what I want to do is, if anybody want to actually be able to establish a line of communication, let's do it for the kids for one. What I want to do is we want to try to get a mom and a dad on the show and kind of mediate a little bit. Let's see if we can figure out how to get rid of some of these toxic behaviors and get 2022 together to make sure our kids good.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm all for it if you can find a mom and a dad who can acknowledge that they have some communication issues and is willing to try, anything to help open up that line of communication with each other. We don't know you to know your business. We don't have to even share as much business, but if it's something that you feel like you cannot get this person to understand, maybe we can help y'all to communicate with each other so that y'all can meet up and, okay, it's your time to have a baby. And then, when you're going to bring them back, it shouldn't be no drama or anything,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's good to have a mediator. When my son was a little boy, I used to have problems sometimes with his dad, but then I would get a friend that was cool with both of us, and she would probably take him and be like, okay, you can pick him up or whatever. Like, I didn't have to deal with him.
Right.
But I'm so thankful that we finally got past that. It took a lot of space, time, and growth to where we could talk to each other and not have no problems. I just think that it works better when everybody can get along.
Right, absolutely.
And a lot of people have this mentality like, oh, that's my ex, or we don't need to be talking to each other. We shouldn't be friends. You don't have to be friends, but you could definitely be cordial with the person that have a child with you.
I don't my arm.
Miles, did you hear what Tora suggested?
I heard part of it about bringing maybe the woman and man somewhat together to try to give communication or something with the children.
With the children.
It
is not a word.
I remember back in the day when I used to have to carry them 2 pounds of chitlins out with them stairs. You know what I'm saying? I used to get out that car like, man, look at them stairs. And got to carry them chitlins all the way up there.
Yeah, but I only had one, and that sucker was heavy. I gotta remember my password.
Or you just log on to yours and then look at the live.
That's what I'm trying to do, log on to.
No, I'm talking about this.
Oh, Miles, I know. You could just log in to your own and
y'all know see your thing?
And you could just read the comments from there. Because I have it on my page. I don't remember my password. All right. So, toxic characteristics, toxic behaviors, red flags. What is it that you have identified or that maybe you think you can identify in a relationship or in a situation, in a friendship, some characteristics that you be like, we need to nip this in the bud right now.
Me.
Go ahead.
Me. That's what it is. Me. When every time we talk about something that it's always me. You know what I'm saying? Like you have those one-sided relationships that you only understand and you only care about how you feel. You know what I mean?
When they just selfish and want to talk about me all the time.
That is a big thing. Just selfishness. It's like all I worry about is me and how this affects me and how this affects me and how, I don't want to do that because this is not something that I feel is going to benefit me, regardless of who else it could benefit. That is a huge thing, is just people and their stuck in that and being stuck in your own way.
Yeah. I think a lot of times people that are stuck in their own ways, they don't really see that they stuck in their own ways. And some people actually don't see that they're stuck in their own ways. Then I also believe that you have some people that know that they're stuck in their own ways and they feel like their way is the right way. I'm how I am. I'm not going to change or whatever. And it's okay to not want to change. But I feel like if you keep running into the same situations over and over again, maybe you need to look at yourself in the mirror to find out it could be something that I'm doing.
Right.
Because why do I keep going through this over and over and over again? Now, you shouldn't change certain things about yourself, but certain behaviors that you might have. Like, for example, I used to get people could piss me off real fast. I don't get pissed off as fast these days. But before, it's like you can just say something and it pissed me off, and I feel like I need to address it. As soon as you say something to make me mad. Now, I feel like, let me think about what they're saying. Why am I getting mad about it? If it's true, it's true. That's my truth. I can't do nothing about it. If it's a lie, all I can do is tell you, no, that's not what it is. And if you still want to, say something, say what you got to say, but I can move around. Like, I don't have to sit here and listen to you tell me something about me that's not true.
Right.
Why should I allow that to make me mad? I know it's not true. Forget it. You're going to believe what you want to believe, whether or not it's the truth or not. And that's what it took me years to realize, like, people don't always believe what they want. And usually people believe something that's not true. They want to hear something negative or something nasty about you. Mm-hmm. So why do you care? They're going to believe what they want to believe anyway. So don't allow that to piss you off.
Right. And then I think another thing is, like you said, understanding that my truth is my truth. Mm-hmm. Okay. So a lot of people get that misconstrued with, I'm telling you, what it is. I'm not telling you what your truth is. I'm telling you what my truth is. You know what I'm saying? And that goes hand in hand with saying how I feel. I can't stand for somebody to say, if I say this is how I feel, you say no. You can't tell me no. Because this is how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell me that I shouldn't feel a certain type of way. You can tell me that, you know what, that's not how I meant to make you feel, or those were not my intentions and things of that nature. But you can't tell me how I feel. Right. You can say how maybe I should. Well, you shouldn't feel that way because this is how I did. Okay, that's different. But you can't tell me how I feel. You just can't do it. And that's another toxic trait is, those people that's like, well, not understanding that if I'm telling you how I feel, I'm telling you how I feel for a reason. And as a unit, as a family member, or as a loved one in itself, you should understand that I feel this type of way.
Well, people already know that they can't tell you how you feel, but they can tell you, okay, well, that's how you feel, whatever. Nobody has to really care about how you feel, and you have to be okay with that.
Mm-hmm. That is true. But with that being said, again, that's another toxic trait, because if I'm telling you I feel some type of way and you just say, okay, fuck it, well, I guess that's how you feel.
Right, because if that person cared about you, they won't say that.
Right.
So you have to identify, this person don't care.
Exactly.
Well, no, okay, yeah, that's true and true, but it's not either, because he can say, well, then fuck it, because it depends on if you just being stubborn about something and you just stick to something that really. So, in other words, he might be saying like a person could care for you and say, well, you know what? Damn, I hate you feel that way. Well, I don't want you to feel that way. Well, my bad. It's ways you can say to avoid that. But sometimes you can be like, person like, well, you keep doing it, it's making me feel this way. And you be like, well, dang it. I mean, it ain't intentional, but at the same time, you feeling that way because I'm telling you something that I feel like it shouldn't be going this way, but you trying to tell me it should be. So now y'all crash on it.
So where do you compromise?
That's what y'all both got to stop being stubborn. Because both y'all might just be stuck on one something and you just feel your way about it. He feel his way about it, but neither one of y'all not trying to boil down to avoid that situation.
And I say this week after week. We gonna have to, for one, understand that we might not agree on everything, but we have to understand each other.
That's my point, though.
We have to understand each other, and that's a big thing. People get into that point where it's like, we don't agree. That's fine, but we have to come to a common ground or even be able to listen to one another so that we can hear what the other person says, understand what the other person said and why they feel that way.
So how do you feel if I say, well, I'm sorry you feel that way?
That ain't really, I don't feel that it's being no disrespectful or no,
But you
don't care.
gotta follow that up with something. You know what I'm saying?
Because like you feel how you feel and I feel how I feel. We at a compromise. And it's like, well, you feel that way. That's not how I want you to feel. I'm sorry you feel that way.
Right.
But how I feel is how I feel.
Well, and that's where
we agree to disagree. Okay, so at what point do you walk away?
That's where you hit that fork in the road, because my thing is you saying, okay, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but I feel the way I feel. No, because that's
so can you be sorry that I feel the way that I feel and we just leave it alone?
That's how it should be.
That's where that break in communication and understanding comes in it. Because the thing is, if I apologize, I'm sorry you feel that way, but you feel that way for a reason. And if I'm sorry, if I'm actually sorry or I'm apologizing because you feel that way, then I need to be able to follow up with an understanding or come back and say, well, those are not my intentions. This is what I meant by what I said or what I did or whatever the case may be.
And I understand that this is what you meant by it.
Right.
I understood what you meant by it, but how you feel about it makes me feel away.
Right. But my thing is, there's no problem with you feel some type of way about how you feel. My thing is, and I might still feel that same way after the end of it. But again, as long as we understand that I made you feel this way, you took it that way. And if I didn't mean that, but
I accept that. Me personally, when you say, well, I understand, and I didn't mean for you to feel that way, but this is how I feel. I'm like, okay, well, I accept the fact that you didn't mean to make me feel that way. You can't control how what you said made me feel because they're my feelings. So that's where like you have to agree to disagree, because if you keep trying to make me feel the way that you feel, it's gonna be a problem. Because I'm not gonna always feel the same way that you feel about something.
Right. And again, that goes right back to like what we said. We ain't gonna agree. Mm-hmm. But we need to understand why we have a difference of opinion.
Yeah. So what about when you're in a relationship with somebody and y'all never agree on anything? Like, does that mean that y'all are still compatible?
That sounds like a whole toxic situation.
I don't think it's toxic.
If y'all don't agree on nothing,
well, it depends on what it is, what feel like.
That sounds like
is it no agree on what food or no agree of going somewhere?
I said nothing.
I guess I was fucking.
I said nothing. If we agree on absolutely nothing, then what are we here together? What are we, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing?
Well, shit, you supposed to agree before you even get in a relationship. Y'all can't agree before then don't even worry about it.
That's why you got to hang out and date or whatever y'all call it these days. When you're trying to get to know somebody, you need to take your time to get to know somebody by dating them, by hanging out with them, kicking it with them, whatever y'all want to label it as, before you decide to get in a relationship. Because once you get in a relationship, you got all these feelings involved. It's pointless. Now everybody's feelings gonna get hurt. So if you had taken your time to talk to this person, go out to eat with them, go bowling, go walking in the park, texting every now and then, ask questions, find out what you have in common.
We see so much shit on TV all the time with these commercials and all these things that go on. They show all this so sweet romantic things. But in actuality, how often do we see, I'm not saying people don't do it, but us, I know me. You say walk in the park, I'm gonna look like walking the park. I'm not walking in no park, but we out somewhere and we just, okay, we in the park, but I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's go to the park and go walk.
I want to walk in the park. I want to walk in the park. Take me for a walk in the park.
I'm going to sit over here and look at the flowers and the bird. Throw some rocks in them. I'm just saying that we just, we in the neighborhood got a little park neighborhood.
But see, that's for people that actually exercise and work out.
Yeah. So
people who actually like to run, walk, jog. Y'all can go walking together.
Let's go.
But see, you gotta realize sometimes that's tranquil for people. You know what I'm saying? Like some people had it. Like last night, I was in. You done been in my atrium before. When it's quiet, you don't have no noise. You just sitting back. I got the candles lit, got my drink with my music, and just that peace. You know what I'm saying? And I could do that. I could walk through a park and just chill and just talk and not worry about nothing else and just hear like. Would people go fishing? You fish, right? Mm-hmm. You don't fish?
I will, but I don't. It ain't just no.
That's not his hobby.
That ain't my hobby.
Well, some people go like I've been fishing a couple of times. I don't know how to fish. But if somebody say they want to go fishing, I'm going. And the only reason I'm going is not to fish, is because of the fact that I like to hear the sound of the water. Yeah. I like the breeze. It's just very calming. You know what I'm saying, for me. So yeah, I like walks in the park. Mm-hmm. I like that. That's the type of stuff that I like because it's peaceful to me.
So you like go sit down in the park with your little picnic rag and your little basket too?
The picnic rag.
The blanket.
Your picnic rag and the bucket. I mean, your little basket.
Yes.
Yes. Made y'all some little sandwiches.
Yes. Absolutely.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
All right. So we got your toxic trait. We have a comment from Aisha Reese. The toxic characteristics she lists are being cocky, arrogant, and inconsistent.
Inconsistency is huge. Mm-hmm. Like that's if I'm talking to somebody and I feel like you're inconsistent, you can lose my attention. Mm-hmm. Like literally like that. So we can still communicate, but like the way I feel about you may be completely different. You done probably got friends on and you really don't know, because my thing is when I might have been into you and you show me that you're inconsistent, I'd be like, you know what?
Yeah.
Whatever.
You know, like not following up your text messages with phone calls and stuff like that. I think being inconsistent, sometimes when you're dating a person, they're very consistent because they're trying to get you. But then once you get in that relationship, that's when you start to notice the inconsistency. And the reason that I think it's a problem is not so much the person that's being inconsistent, it's the person on the receiving end that's not calling that other person out that they're being inconsistent. So like, let's say, for example, when we was dating, you used to cook for me all the time. Mm-hmm. We didn't go out to eat that much. But the thing that you did for me that I appreciate the most was that you used to cook for me. But now we in a relationship. Now we might be living together, and now you don't never cook. But like, damn, you knew I was greedy when you was dating me because you was cooking for me and feeding me all the time. And like now we in this relationship. What happened to Chef Boyardee? You don't cook no more. Now we got to go out to eat all the time. I don't want to go out to eat. I'm scared of the corona. Like, what happened? Right. Now you're not being consistent. But if I just sit there and just accept going out to eat when I really appreciate you cooking for me, who fault is it that you ain't cooking for me if I ain't open my mouth and that you know that it's a problem for me that you don't do it?
I think one of the biggest issues with that is the fact that people feel like if I say something, then I have to say it again. Then to men, everything is nagging.
I already know.
Everything is nagging to men.
And it's the kids and the grown men. They feel like it's nagging.
Yes. And my thing is, it's not necessarily nagging. My thing is, I'm trying to point out that there's an issue here that we need to address. And I feel like if I have to say something more than, if I say it twice, I'm not saying it a third time. I'm going to let it go. Like completely. I'm done talking about it and you're going to lose me altogether.
Hold on. We got somebody that said that's why you don't cook for them in the beginning. Okay. I agree with that. My mom used to say that all the time. Don't start something that you're not going to keep up. So if you want to start off cooking for me in the beginning, I need you to keep on cooking for me throughout the relationship. But like she said, if you don't feel like you want to cook for me all the time, don't start it because I won't expect it.
Man, forget all that. Your ass know how to cook and you like to cook. It don't matter if you got kids, you need to cook for them goddamn kids.
Yeah.
So if you cooking for them kids, then yeah. But a person who don't have kids, that's they can go buy themselves something to eat. They don't necessarily have to cook. But then you got people who still don't have, they like to cook. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the person. It don't matter, something like that. I don't believe in that. Don't start. I mean, don't. Now,
well, they say don't start something that you don't plan on.
Yeah, but my thing is cooking. If that's something you just do, that shouldn't matter anyway.
What about flowers? Like if you used to buy me flowers,
now flowers. Now that's something different. Flowers or sending, giving cards out on a regular, just saying stuff. Yeah, a lot of stuff like that. Then you do that from the start. Be consistent with that. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about it. But anyway.
So how important is it for a woman to cook for a man? Shit. Like, do y'all still care about that?
Nobody agrees where she is. He said that quick.
Shit, yeah. So is that a toxic characteristic if a woman refuses to cook for the man?
I don't think it's toxic. It's just something she just needs to learn and pick up on. She love that man. Mm-hmm. If this man, this is how I feel about it. A woman feel like a dude should be like I shouldn't have to tell, like a woman feel like I shouldn't have to tell you that the trash need to be taken out, or my car's due for oil change or gas, or tell you the yard need to be cut, or you make sure to pay the bills, right? That's what a woman feel. Well, a man feel like I shouldn't have to tell you if I'm at work all day, I come home, I shouldn't have a cooked meal. If I get up and you don't go to work till a certain time, you should get up before I get up, cook me some breakfast, send me out the door with a breakfast in the morning.
Oh, because she ain't working though, right?
No, I don't give that. If she go to work,
or she go to work after you,
I might get up at 3, 4 in the morning.
Would
If
you
you
like
don't,
some wine, sir?
nah, I might need some. Let me check that.
Yeah.
I had a long day today. But
No,
anyway,
it sounds like it.
no, I'm just speaking true facts.
Go ahead, sir. Speak your truth.
These true facts. Y'all speak on tradition stuff all the time. We're gonna go back tradition. What I'm used to seeing. So if I'm used to seeing, this is what I wanted all the time. I'm not saying, and I had it for years and years and years, even before and start time. So my point is, if it don't matter if she go to work or she don't go to work. If your man get up at 3, 4 in the morning, got to be at work, and you don't go to work till 10, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, it's nothing wrong with you getting up and make sure he got something, pack his lunch or fix him some breakfast. It don't matter if you just made him some sausage, egg, toast sandwich, whatever, breakfast, just whatever. Just make sure you give him something that hey, you know what, let me fix him a lunch or fix him some breakfast and send him on his way. I'm gonna
but what if that's not something she want to do all the time? And if she do it that one time, he might be expecting her to do it all the time.
I'm gonna tell you
and then she not gonna be consistent because that's not what she want to do every day.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna start that way in a relationship. I've done that for years because I was a stay-at-home mom, so I didn't have a problem with getting up, cooking, and doing that whole nine. But I'm not gonna start that relationship off like that. It might be something that I do eventually, but I'm gonna do it eventually because of the fact that I've noticed that there's an appreciation for the stuff that I do. All men don't appreciate everything that a woman does for him. So
women don't do the same. It's vice versa. A lot of women are some ungrateful little guns.
Okay, so hold on. We have a comment. Let me read what the comment says.
You probably go down another one because I think I see it.
Okay, yes, we have a couple of comments. We have Adriana who says, walk your dogs, walk the bike trails. It's so relaxing, perfect environment to talk with one another without interruption. So walking in the park, they're saying that that's a good thing to do because you can walk without interruptions when you want to have those conversations with the person that you with. Also, we have Yushika. She says that's why you don't cook for them in the beginning. Well, hey, are y'all listening?
I'm looking at it.
All right. She says, well, I don't have kids, so as long as you eat, be happy. Some people don't have nothing to eat. Yeah, be consistent with the feet rubs. Who is that? Pookie? Getting up at 3 a.m.? Baby, no, take a Lunchable. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, I think like when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, if you're married, your wife could probably pack your lunch at night time when you get up in the morning.
I'm like this here. I'm not saying that they got to be everyday consistent thing, but once you start doing it on a regular basis, it's just a habit thing that you're doing. Like when you see him get up, you're just gonna get up. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna fix him some breakfast. He gonna walk out the door, and then not saying this. It might be times where he might get up and be like, "Nah, don't worry about it. I fix some." Sometimes I might get up. Well, I know that's what I do. Anyway, I get up every morning. I fix me some breakfast before I leave the house. Every morning I gotta make me some type of breakfast before I leave. But it is what it is. We have
Adriana who says, "I already cook every day. You can pack your own lunch. I only pack for my kids."
Well, you pack it when you pack them kids' lunch for school. You pack the man lunch that night too. So you pack the kids and the man. But anyway, but I mean, it is what it is. Everybody got their own intake, their input about it. But at the end of the day, if you care for a person, you just make sure y'all do whatever it takes to keep each other happy. Period, point blank. It don't matter what the situation is and how you look at it. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's what it is. But anyway.
All right, so that was inconsistency. I think arrogant was one of them that Maisha listed.
Yeah, all the same.
Being arrogant.
Oh yeah, all is still the same.
I can't deal with arrogance. How do you identify arrogance in a partner?
I had it, but it was like huge on the most one. Okay, so arrogance and
How do you identify that?
I think for that it's just like when they feel like everything that again that's one of those me aspects. It's everything that
Like
they
them
say
feeling like
do
the prize.
is right. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
what they do is right. What they say is right, and nothing else matters because they know everything.
Mhm.
Like when I was younger, one of the reasons why it was so hard for me to date much older guys, like at least over like got to 10 years when I was younger, was because of the fact that I didn't like for a man to feel like because I was younger than him that
You didn't know nothing.
I didn't know nothing.
Mhm.
I know a lot,
Mhm.
and especially now that I'm older, I know just like
You've
twice
experienced
and
more.
4 times as much.
Mhm.
So so it's a little different, you know what I'm saying, like now. But that was one of the things that I hated, trying to date an older guy back then, because it was always like they wanted to treat you like a kid. I couldn't stand that. No, boo, just because you older than me, that don't mean that I don't know nothing.
Mhm.
You don't know what I've been through in my life. You don't know who my teachers have been.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like people go through life and understand that I was raised by elders.
Mhm.
So with me being raised by elders, I learned a whole lot that I probably shouldn't know at my age.
Mhm.
So it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I think another behavior that people kind of overlook is sometimes you have people that get in relationships and it's a lot of infatuation involved.
Yes, very much so.
So like you might put this person up on a pedestal, and because you see them a certain way or you have them on a pedestal, you allow them to get away with a lot of things that they shouldn't be able to get away with. But because you see them as, oh my God, I can't believe that I'm with this person or that this person wants to be with me, you allow them to do things that you wouldn't normally let anybody else get away with. And I see it a lot with a lot of men. A lot of men, they end up dating women that they feel like, oh, this is the woman that everybody wants, and she's talking to me. So now they feel like I'm gonna do whatever it takes to keep this woman, but you allow this woman to be disrespectful, or you allow this woman to not work, and you allow this woman to not cook and clean, or things that you would normally expect in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You just be like, I don't care because this is who I'm with. And I think that's disastrous. Like I personally don't think that relationships where there's that much infatuation is gonna last.
I think another thing, like you saying, like that being for women, for men, I think for women, we always come across these situations where we feel like we can fix people,
Mm-hmm.
fix men hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of those really bad toxic traits that a lot of women, now I know my daughters told me that I can't say it's just men. I'm one of those type of people that
women do it too.
No, I'm saying like I have the problem where if anybody come to me that has issues, I feel like I can try to help. You know what I'm saying? And I do that. And she was like, well, your toxic trait is you always try to help people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always trying to be a problem solver. When some of these problems ain't mine, they even try to be solving in the first place. And I should let people figure it out on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a really big issue. And see, I've learned that. And with that being said, have decided to not take so much stuff to heart. You know what I'm saying? And hold people accountable for their own shit.
Yeah.
So I posted in the group, or I don't know if I did it in a group on my page, this guy that I only dated him for 3 months. And he swore to God, when I stopped talking to him, his world was going in.
Mm-hmm.
And I blocked him because his energy was just negative. It irritated me because he came into the relationship and it was like, okay, you want to talk to me, and then you also, you got baby mama issues and you trying to hold on to the baby mama because you're not trying to, you don't know if the relationship between me and you gonna work, because you feel like you don't deserve to be with me or whatever the case may be. Ain't no test driving. Right. So he's straddling the fence. But I end up leaving the whole situation alone. But like now, he can't reach me social media. I've blocked him, but then you'll send me a cash app saying, call me, please. Then last week I got an email. You know what I'm saying? But
maybe his life is crashing.
His life, but that's not my fault. That's not my business that your life is crashing or you going through that. And what I had to tell him, he was like, well, I have something very important to tell you. And when he called, it's like it wasn't nothing important that had anything at all to do with me. He was calling, he was like, I apologize for the stuff that I sent you through and all of this different stuff. And I'm like, what do you think you sent me through? I think you give yourself too much credit because I ain't lose no sleep behind you. I'm not stressed behind you. I'm not worried about the relationship fail. Like my thing is, I watch for signs of BS, especially that first 90 days of a relationship. I watch for a lot of stuff. So I pay attention to those type of things. And he was like, I was like, you didn't do that much. And he was screaming, like, yes, I did. And I'm like, well, no, you really did nothing that have any bearing on my life.
So why you give all that extra energy?
But this is my thing. I'm gonna tell you what I did. I said, listen, what you need to do is you need to pray. You need to get you some counseling. You need to worry about you and your kids. For whatever reason you felt like you needed to make some type of validation with me or clear some things up with me, I don't know. But this was not an important call. And he hung up in my face.
That's it. You give him too much. Broads do that shit too.
Can you not say broads?
Females. I call them broads because just like you said, these women do the same thing too.
Like what?
What she was talking about. Broads will call your phone and
after the fact.
Yeah, just females, period. Like I said, we didn't say it before. You come and say with them or hang out and they think y'all in a full relationship or go together and sometimes just be cool. Right.
But then again, what you felt and realized why you saying why I'm giving that energy. My thing is some people you need to point out
the point.
You need to point out where they fall. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, we talking about being ghosted. If you ghost when you ghosting people, you're not telling them where they fell. You know what I'm saying? What toxicity they bring in. You know what I'm saying, to a relationship. That's me telling him what you think you did is not what it is. And putting him in a different mind frame. You giving yourself credit in a good and a bad way. What you stressing about shouldn't be stressed about.
Well, if you talking to me, we ain't in a relationship or think we're gonna be in a relationship to about 6 months to a year later. We still conversating. We friends. After a year, I might say, you know what, 6 months, we good. We rolling tight.
It don't work like that with me. I never had
y'all do that, man. Man, we need to start making these women wait 6 months.
My thing is at the end of the day, and if you're talking about waiting 6 months, everybody not looking at waiting nobody.
I'm not saying. We just speaking. Y'all just gotta depend on y'all vibe. Everybody different. Y'all can be rocking with each other. Next thing you know, y'all in a relationship. Don't even know y'all in a relationship. You're like, hell, we in a relationship. Like, you coming over here tonight? No, I was over there last night. So what that mean? I don't want to be over there tonight. Then, you ain't coming over here tonight?
I don't think it's a relationship until you say, like,
yeah, we in a relationship.
We in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, you can hang out with somebody and do everything with them, but if we don't sit down and say we go together, we in a relationship.
But what if one of them say, you my girlfriend?
Like, I'm not a girl.
I don't say nothing.
But you know what I mean. Like, like now I'm your you.
If we go somewhere,
don't be understood.
If we go somewhere, how you gonna introduce me? Oh, this is
my friend.
Exactly. This my friend so and so.
This my little boo right here.
Now, little boo is more like out of relationship.
No, if I don't say this my man right here, then we ain't together. If I say this my little friend, this my friend, this my boo thing.
This my friend.
Boo thing is not the same as this my man. If I say this is my man, y'all know y'all gonna see him.
So is that song booed up? Yeah.
You could be my boo, but that don't mean you my man.
Anyway, man, all of a sudden there, baby.
But with those characteristics, I think that people need to speak up and say what it is. So, like, if I'm dating you and I'm hanging out with you and you doing some stuff that annoy me, you might be annoying every woman that you done been with, but because nobody is telling you these things, you're gonna keep being annoying. So, like, for me, if I'm your friend, I'm your cousin, your sister, your mama, your boo thing, if I'm doing something that you feel like is annoying, let me know. And shit, if enough people keep telling me that, I'm going to have to believe it. Or if you keep telling me the same thing over and over, at some point, I'm going to have to look in the mirror and be like, damn, I must be this way, or I must be doing this. a lot of people are the way they are because nobody has the courage to call them out on what they're doing.
But that's one of the other things because, like I said, with this particular guy, he was being told by several people that he was doing the same thing. And when I brought it to him, he kept saying, "Why people keep saying that?
Because it's true. Duh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't getting it. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's the type of thing you got to step away from that type of stuff because if somebody said, "Well, yeah, somebody told me that," that's a red flag. You know, well, such as says somebody told me that. Somebody did. Oh, and you got people telling you that, and you feel like it's no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one of the biggest things is you have to, pardon my language, stop giving a fuck about everybody's feelings. And just say how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Say how you feel. Get it off your chest. You might need to say it in maybe a calming way. You know what I'm saying? Might not be maybe not be so disrespectful.
Well, you definitely don't need
aggressive
to have
with
this conversation when you're upset. Now, one thing that I have learned about myself and how I manage my anger or my frustration with something, like if you do something that upsets me or offends me, I'm gonna shut down, and I'm gonna try to keep them feelings inside. And you might say something to me, look, I don't want to talk about it right now. We'll talk about it later.
Right.
Give me my space and allow me time to deal with it internally. Let me calm down because the person that you get when I'm calm is not the same person you get while I'm dealing with them feelings. So if you're going to try to force me to talk to you while I'm upset, you might not get the respectful version of me. So I think when you start dating somebody, you probably should let them know, hey, when I'm upset, this is probably how you should handle me because the person don't know because they don't see you upset. That way, when they do finally see you upset, they kind of know a little bit. Okay, well, she already told me when she upset, let her cool off. Personally, I think I'm a good communicator. But if I'm telling you I'm upset, we can talk about it later. Please give me the space to talk about it later because it's gonna come out so much nicer when I'm not in my feelings.
See, I'm the opposite because if I'm upset, it's because I done said it several times nice. So now I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to say it nice. I want you to see me upset about the situation.
I don't want nobody that I'm in a relationship to see me upset because the relationship probably won't go further after that.
Yeah, that I don't have a problem.
I just want them to respect my space. If I'm upset, give me some time to cool off, and then we can come back and talk about it. We gonna always talk about it because we need to make sure we don't have this problem again.
Well, why y'all can't talk to your man when he come outside them tight ass pants on and them little bit of small shirt showing his muscles?
Why you
Like
looking
a
at me?
lady
I don't
dress.
have a man.
I'm just saying.
I don't think that I've dated nobody who wear the little skinny pants that be too tight. And I haven't dated a guy that had no muscles that be popping out their shirt.
Be wearing his shirt be extra tight.
You mad because yours don't feel like
I don't want mine to be tight.
If he got the muscles, the shirt could be tight.
No, I'm get all that. I'm just gonna take my damn shirt off. I ain't doing all that shit.
Be proud of the skin you in.
I'm taking my shirt off. I'm telling you what, everywhere I go, I'm taking my shirt off. If it's hot, my shirt coming off.
Yes, we saw your pictures when y'all was in Mexico. You and your brother walking around with y'all shirts off.
Shit. If I can go inside the club, inside the restaurant with my shirt off, I will. It's too damn hot sometimes with a shirt. I came in this world with no clothes on, so I can't walk around with one. Women walk around with these little skimpy baby suits, so I can't walk with my shirt off.
Walking around, every time you talk about something, you talk about somebody in a bikini. What is wrong with you?
That's what they wear nowadays.
I only wear them to the beach.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying?
You see people just walk around Houston in bikinis.
Yep, all types of stuff.
What part of Houston you been hanging at?
Shit, same side y'all been on. And the south.
Negative.
I haven't seen nobody. None of my
Absolutely
friends
not.
walk around with no swimsuits on, no bikinis on.
They out here.
What's another toxic characteristic?
You got what you got?
You got liars. You got people that be lying. Like let's talk about the movie Baby Boy. Jody say, "I lie because I love you, girl. I don't want to hurt your feelings. The other girls I tell the truth to because I don't care about them."
That's true.
What's true?
Why?
So you want a nigga to sit up and tell you the truth?
Yes.
You know what? Girl was over there beating her back out, and it was your sister. So what? You know what I'm saying? You cool with that?
Okay, because I'm need to know you ain't the person that I need to know. And I ain't gonna bring nobody around.
First of all, I'm gonna tell you.
Your sister should not did it.
But I'm gonna tell you, for one, that's for one, being honest with me is going to spare me some additional heartbreak and hurt. So go ahead and be real with me right now, so I can slap the shit out of you and walk the hell away. I'm just saying.
Because at the end of the day, if a man really cut for that woman, he's not gonna sit up and make her cry, hurt anymore. You're gonna have to do your own fucking research before I sit up and tell
I don't want to research.
Well, that's your problem. What I'm gonna tell him, that's like me going to the police. He got a gun I shot him with. You know what I'm saying?
But no, that makes absolute. My thing is, at the end of the day, if you are not satisfied in that relationship to the point where you are doing some extra stuff, you should give that person mutual respect to be able, like, to go to them and say, you know what, I'm not satisfied. I feel this type of way. And we either work on it or we go our separate ways. That makes no sense to sit up. That first of all, that's selfish as hell to sit in a relationship with somebody that you're not happy with.
I'm not finna be in a relationship with somebody and be unhappy, especially at the age that I am right now.
I'm just saying that's just.
I don't have a problem with starting over.
That's what the whirlpool doing right now.
My world don't work like that.
I'm not saying everybody in the whirlpool, but I'm just saying.
I'm not even gonna hang around people that don't make me happy. Like, if you my friend, you negative, and every time I'm around you, you complaining, nagging, bitching about some petty stuff. And it's just like, damn, like every time I come around you, you complain about something. I'm not gonna be around that.
I'm not gonna be around that either. But at the end of the day, you still, every woman tell me the truth. Like every dude, tell me the truth. No, I don't want to hear the truth.
Oh yeah, I want to know the truth.
I do. I want to know the truth.
Yeah, you want to know the truth.
And I'm only gonna ask you when I'm ready to know the truth.
And sometime at the end of the day, like
don't lie to me.
At the end of the day, too, if you want to face the consequences. But if you got an idea of claim, then shit. Look, this is what I feel like. Even if he tell you the truth, it's two things you do. You're going to stay or you're going to leave. I'm not
but I have the choice.
Give me the option. Yes, give me the option.
So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? If you know you had a dog nigga from the start, then it's just what he going to
I wouldn't know that I got a dog nigga from the start because I'm not attracted to dog niggas.
Nobody don't know what type of dude you got.
Whatever type he going to be, I don't want him to be no dog.
What I'm saying is, I'm gonna tell you something.
Some women know that dudes don't be no good.
Yeah, a lot of women.
I'm not going for the dude that I know is no good.
I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm telling you like this: just like you can't really judge no female by what she looking, how she carrying herself, just like you can't judge no dude how he looking, carry himself. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of females might sit up and be like, compared to what I used to be back in the day, I ain't talking no dude like that much. We just got this, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I want that guy over there. He got this here. And then come realize that one dude that you thinking that quote, whatever you wanted to be that type of guy, be the dude that you like, I can't stand this no down, sorry dog. But then, what y'all finna realize, sometimes that rugged dude be the nigga that's gonna give you his full attention sometimes.
He better not be lying though.
You know what I'm saying?
If he's gonna be a liar, he can't give me nothing.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm just saying sometimes you just gotta know that person, period. But you can't really just say this person, I get it. Well, he look nice, he calm. You don't know. It's a lot of secret. Y'all see all these movies Tyler Perry put out and Joker play cool, and you see me like, I can't believe this Joker really doing that. You know what I'm saying? So
it's the representatives we talk about.
Yeah. So in actuality, it takes a lot though. You gotta really sit down, peep, and like I tell everybody, I can be talking to you, right? Asking you questions. You can be talking to me, and I can be talking back to you, but I'm listening to everything at the same time. Mm-hmm. And I'm listening. So whatever you tell me, I'm gonna observe that from the very first time we have a conversation. You tell me, my car was blue, and then blah, and we go on, and later on you be like, yeah, when I hit that purple car, and I'm like, motherfucker, you tell me it was blue.
But like, who's still lying about stuff like that?
Yeah. but I'm just saying though, but
I just can't deal with the lying. Like, I don't even understand. Like, don't lie to impress me. Don't lie to feel like, you got to spare my feelings, because when I find out the truth, you ain't spared my feelings. You only spared my feelings for a brief minute, but now it's double hurt because whatever you did to hurt my feelings originally, then finding out that you lied to me about it, now that's a double hurt. So I don't trust you, and I have an issue with not being able to trust somebody in my circle. So if you're going to lie to me about some stupid stuff, I feel like you're going to lie to me about anything. And I don't want to be in a relationship or a friendship with somebody that I can't trust because you felt like you had to lie to me for whatever reason. It was something about me that made you feel like you couldn't be honest with me. Right. And if you can't be honest with me, we don't need to be around each other. True. If you don't trust me, I don't trust you. Right. So I don't need you around me. If I can't trust you, don't be around me. That's why my circle's so small right now. because of trust issues. You know, like if I can't trust, like if you my man and we all in here together, I need to know that like if my man try to holler at you, you gonna tell me because you my friend. And if he my man and you trying to shoot at him, he needs to be able to feel like he come tell me that my homegirl tried to holler at him.
Right.
You know, like if both of y'all together can't tell me what the other one did, ain't neither one of y'all my friends, and I don't want neither one of y'all around me.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this here, and they go all the ways. Like a woman, like a female might say, okay, this is my man and that's my homegirl. See what he gonna do. Might test you, and nigga might be like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, and then you be like, nigga, I test you. And then sometimes it might be like if your homegirl hit on me, I'm gonna look at him and say, man, you tripping. Like, you tripping. Chill out, man. You playing, quit playing, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I'm not gonna just go run and say that. You know, I'm
Yeah.
gonna look like, okay, you playing, so go on bull crap.
Mm-hmm.
You do it again. I'm like, say, man, I told you stop playing. You know, like, I don't know if you're serious, but you're playing. I'm telling you now, I ain't, you know, you doing it
So
funny.
you giving her some room to get
Yeah,
her
like,
right.
yeah, get yourself together, and then you do it. Then I'll be like, you know what?
Your homegirl keep on playing
I'll be
with
like,
too much.
Right.
I'm like, say, you go tell her something right now. But then if you came in a certain way, don't be like, you know what? I'm gonna let her know. Say, man, you know, I'm not telling y'all to get into it. I'm not telling y'all to follow. Or I might just check and say, look, man, y'all know y'all like this here. You know, if I let her know, y'all gonna get into it. Just chill out, man. Like, it ain't that type of party with us.
No, I don't.
You know what I'm
I don't want.
I don't want y'all, because my thing is, I don't want y'all to get into it. Just say if me and her don't work out. Y'all was still friends before me. And the thing about it, I'm just telling you, don't cross that fucking
But
line.
for one, that's not a friend. That's not a friend.
You need to
This is
tell
where
me.
she come. This is where we talk about. Like you saying, I understand your end of it. I'm saying, okay, check the situation. There may be something wrong with it. She might be going through something on this particular day. She coming sideways. So I understand that part. But you talking about we doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Now she needs to be told, because for one, like I said, that first time she might have went through something. That second time she might need to be aware, because of the fact that you saying if you come or go, they still gonna be friends. No, because that's a friend that I don't need.
Yeah, but I'm still.
That's definitely a friend that I don't
But I
need.
mean, I'm just like I say. I'm still gonna tell her. I'm gonna address it myself. I'm gonna check it. I'm just gonna check it on point, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, I'm gonna check it before I really, like, you gotta keep cross line. If I just say, hey, look here, man, I done checked your home, girl, a couple times. This is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like I told her, I ain't for the funny game. You let her know. But before I go tell her, I'm gonna check you myself.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Period, point blank. I'm gonna do it on my own. You know what I'm saying? Then you know, like, hey, we ain't that type of party. You know what I'm saying? So, and it should be the same way. Sometimes a female, on the other hand, will go say, maybe your homeboy, he up here keep shooting at me. You know what I'm saying? And this and the other keep playing. You know, like.
But y'all be needing to know y'all nasty ass homeboys.
Well, first of all, you
you
should know what type of homeboy you got anyway, man.
And you shouldn't be bringing your homeboys around your woman. If you care about your woman, don't even put her in a position to make her uncomfortable being around your little dirty homeboy that you know don't know how to respect boundaries.
Well,
I don't want no homeboy trying to shoot at me. You supposed to be my man friend, and he can't even leave you in the room with me without you trying to shoot your shot at me. So now I'm uncomfortable, and now I'm looking at my man like, what type of friends you got that he don't respect you enough to not try to shoot his shot at me? That man don't respect you because he trying to holler at your woman.
Well, it depend on you know how far y'all met, and then it depend on.
I don't care if I just met this nigga yesterday and he took me over his homeboy house tomorrow.
But that's what I'm saying. Listen to me. What I'm hearing me out. The point, what I'm saying is, it depends on how he label you as who you are. Like, shit, my nigga.
Well, you gonna have to let me know if I'm not your woman. Let me know I'm not your woman. If I'm just somebody you kicking it with, let me know. Don't lie about the type of relationship that we have. That's a red flag altogether. Like, be honest. If you dating a woman and you know that you ain't trying to make her your woman, let the woman know. Like, we just kicking it. You my friend. You know, we hanging out. We whatever. But don't mislead anybody into making them think that they something that they're not.
But then, and at that point, don't be mad if your boy shoot his shot, and that's where it goes.
Right?
Because you didn't want him. Yeah.
Yep. That's true. You didn't want him. So don't get mad if the homeboy want to wife up. But I don't really want to talk to nobody that, you know, I don't know.
But remember, we had already talked about when you meet somebody, then they bring their friends around. Like, why you meet your friend first?
I met the wrong one.
I done met the wrong one. So let's talk about this family.
What family?
The toxic family. These toxic family traits.
Okay.
Let's do.
Wait. Okay. So I did a photo shoot with a young lady.
Mhm.
Beautiful young girl. She was big, light skinned, whatever. She was telling me that how parents, she was saying her mom was her first bully.
Mhm.
And she was saying, you know, like basically like your own family members can be your first bully. She was saying when she was growing up, you know, like she got teased by her own family and it created insecurities within. So a lot of times, you know, a lot of girls, I guess, I never experienced that growing up because my mom was real big on like pumping my head up. So y'all want to know like why honey thinks she cute is because my mama told me I was cute my whole life.
Her head wasn't big because her mama told her she was already big before that. So that don't even worry about that. That mother was already swole. Yeah. But yeah.
Whatever. But she was basically like saying like how your family could be your biggest bullies, you know, like name calling or making you feel insecure about who you are or how you're developing over time. And to me, that's toxic, you know, like you insulting your family members or your children because they don't look a certain way or whatever. And kids, they grow up and they feel some kind of way. We need to realize, like in families growing up, kids, they interpret things different. And I can use my son as an example. You know, like I get on my son because a lot of times I don't feel like he cares about his appearance.
Right.
You know, he'll walk around with a wife beater on and some basketball shorts. And I'm like, Jacoby, that's not what you wear outside. That white beater goes underneath your t-shirt. Comb your hair, put some iron clothes on. Don't wear those beat up shoes. Wear some, you know, decent shoes. You got decent shoes. And I'm telling him, like, you walking around here looking like a bum. All he hear is
You look like a bum.
You look like a bum. And it's like, I'm not calling you a bum. I'm telling you, son, you can do better. You should care about how you look. And he's like, well, why should I care about how I look? If a person want to be with me and they care about me, then they just going to accept me for who I am. No, the hell they don't have to. Nobody has to accept it. Like, even for me, I don't have to accept a guy dressing, you know, like a young boy or like a thug. I don't care how much money you make. If you look a certain way, I'm not going to be drawn to you. I'm not going to be attracted to you, you know? But again, as a parent, you got to watch what you say to these kids because nowadays kids are super sensitive and they might see that as the parent being toxic because you're trying to get them constructive feedback.
So one of the things that when you play, you know, you play with somebody, you say stuff like, "What's your ugly self?"
Yeah, we do that in my family.
Yeah, my daughter was hurt. The 17-year-old was like hurt by that bad
because somebody told her what you do.
Because we always do that. Like, and I say we because throughout the house, like throughout our family, you know, you say something, and that's why I think I made a post like a little while ago. It's like, why anytime somebody make you mad, you say ugly?
I don't know. That's just the easiest
you
thing.
You be driving, somebody cut you off like, ugly. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing. But for her, that hurt her. Like for her,
maybe she thinks she's ugly.
And I sat there. I've taken pictures of my child, and we've done photo shoots and everything. I'm like, you can't see. Like, how do you not see your beauty? Like, who cannot see? You know, like you've had people all around. You know, everyone's like, yeah, she's beautiful. You have people tell you you're beautiful, and you can't get that through your head that you're beautiful. You stuck on the fact that when I was a kid, my sister and brother used to tell me I'm ugly. Mm-hmm. And see, that's hard, you know what I'm saying, for a parent to not be able to communicate to your child that you're beautiful. Mm-hmm. Because it's blocked by so many years of just being playful and hearing what your little ugly self.
Well, shoot, I hope my twin don't feel no kind of way because I got a cousin that be like, oh, ugly self all the time. Like, that's their nickname, you know? So I think people just got to have thick skin sometimes, and it's hard. I used to be very sensitive. I'm still a very sensitive and a very emotional person as an adult, but growing up, I was very sensitive, you know, about my looks because people used to make a lot of comments about my complexion or me being skinny and stuff like that. So, you know, when you little, you take a lot of stuff to heart, and I think as adults, we need to consider that little people have big feelings.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But you're like,
dude.
I mean, even when I was young, it didn't.
Well, you used to get your little feelings hurt when you talk about your nappy hair.
And I used to talk that little dry ass shit. You know, no, I don't know. I get because it's just something we all play. So just mad. I don't know, but yet But yeah, I don't know why these little kids nowadays so sensitive. All the stuff they be seeing and watching on, but it's like I don't
Yeah,
know.
but they soft. Like they not built the same. You know,
They
a lot
like
of
they gonna
kids are
melt.
committing suicide.
Act like they gonna melt in the heat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like back in the
Yeah,
day,
they can't stay
back in the day,
outside.
we used to be on the school bus at the bus stop. We used to rank all day long. Back in the day, we used to rank. That's how we used to do. Rank on each other every day. Rank on each other all day long. Talk about each other. It's like nobody that was bullying, but we were just really ranking and talking. You know what I'm saying? But nobody ain't get all serious. You be like, man, you up there crying about Spider-Man? We all here playing. You know, like man, you better not be crying. We all, you know what I'm saying? So people.
So how do you teach your child to not be sensitive? How do you teach them to know how to just take an insult without getting in their feelings about
Shit,
it?
tell them somebody to say something, you turn around, you say something back to them.
And then
Shit.
what if a fight happens?
Yeah, you say what you getting mad for because you can't take it. You want to say it, but you can't take it back.
That was big when we were like in school. It's like you have to learn how to rank, you know, because a lot of people was like that.
Yeah, I used to give my son a whole bunch of stuff to say because they used to want to talk about him because he was, you know, the husky or whatever. And I tell him, I say, just tell him that you mad because your mama can't cook. Your mama ain't got no money for groceries. You mad because y'all eat noodles, you know? And he was like, Mama, I'm like, oh, I got something for you. Because I'm growing up, you gotta know how to rank.
I have an uncle that's 2 years older than me, and we used to get into it all the time. This was like my big brother, and we used to get into it all the time, fighting. Like when I say we stayed bumping heads, but when I realized as we got older, we used to hang out because we used to work together. We used to hang out, and I realized he was just dumb. Like he was just stupid. Like we would go to. I remember going through the drive-thru of Popeyes on Homestead, and we go through Popeyes, and he asked for chicken pizza. Like, what the hell? Now they sell chicken pizza, but you know, it was always stupid stuff like that, and he was just really thrown off. He was one of those that when we stop at a stoplight, he would get out of his car and just break down into dancing.
Yeah,
you know, and so it was funny as I got older, but when we were younger, I was like, for one, I didn't like him. Because my mom, he was more of her child than I was. So that was one of the issues.
And that was her brother.
It was her brother. But she took care of him. And my elders took care of me. You know what I'm saying? Like my great grandma, my great aunt. That's who took care of me. But she was my mama's son. And that bothered me. So I couldn't stand him for that. But when we was out of everything else and we were just hanging out, we got along really well until we had to deal with family. You know what I'm saying? When we had to deal with family, his birthday on Christmas. So that was one thing. When he was younger, it was cool. But as he got older, like he's 44 years old, 45. And it was always like, I have to have birthday and Christmas. You can't take away my Christmas because it's my birthday or my birthday because of my Christmas. And then like that type of stuff. And I was like, man, fuck him. Like Jesus. Like, so now what? I don't have something because he needs to have Christmas and birthday. Like they used to irritate the crap out of me, but it made me feel some type of way towards my family, but they still treat him like that at 45.
He the baby?
No.
He's not even the baby.
Well, he's the baby now because the baby's passed away.
Oh.
So he's the baby now.
So growing up, he wasn't even the baby. There's no excuse for that. What are some other toxic characteristics?
That's sweeping under the rug.
Sweeping things under the rug. The reason why we have so many problems within a family is because, again, that whole what goes on in my house stays in my house. Not wanting nobody to know what's going on. Don't want nobody to know the dysfunction. So when you sweep one thing under the rug, that person kind of get away with whatever they did because nobody said anything. And that's how generational curses come about. You know. You might be getting your ass beat by a family member and they tell you, I'm going to beat you if you tell your mama. And you don't say nothing because you scared because they be beating you up.
That was me.
But you don't tell nobody. Like, you better let my son come tell me that somebody been beating on him. I'm ready to fight. But I need to go talk to that kid parent.
Right.
Because that kid parent needs to know, for one, your child is putting their hands on my child. And that's the problem. 2, why is your child so angry that he feel like he got to put his hands on my child? But I never experienced that with my son within the family. But if I had, I think that it would be a problem because that's not something that I'm gonna sweep under the rug. If your child do something to my child that hurt my child, I'm gonna let you know. And how you handle it is gonna determine how we move forward as family members.
Right. Yep. And that's one of those things where one of those things where you feel like, when we grew up, it was like it take a village to raise a child. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, don't put your hand on my child.
Yeah, it's definitely not a lot of villages these days, but you have to think about it. People are not as caring these days as they were before. Back in the day, you can go and eat at anybody's house and you go stay at anybody's house. They're going to watch it. Your mama ain't home, come stay over here. Nowadays, people don't want to be bothered with other people's kids, and people don't help out other people like they used to back in the day. So yeah, when a kid would act up, the neighbor might whip them because they care and they know that your mama ain't going to let you act like this.
Right.
But nowadays, you got people that don't even raise their kids. So what I look like trying to discipline your child when your mama don't even discipline you. So I can't put my hands on your child because your mama don't even whip you. She don't see nothing wrong. So now I'm about to whoop her ass because she got a problem with me putting my hands on you.
But first of all, we had a problem because, and before, when I was coming up and back then, it was always a bunch of y'all. So it was a bunch of cousins and a bunch of, if you had uncles, y'all might have been close, but it was a bunch of y'all. So everybody's always family been around each other as y'all come up. So it was always a gang, y'all. So it wasn't none of that. If somebody was messing with you, you could have to fight. If it's 10 cousins, you could have fight 10 cousins. If it's 20 cousins, you're going to fight 20 cousins. But nowadays,
family don't even know each other.
You can have, I can have kids. My brother can have kids. My sister had kids, but kids
don't even know.
They kids don't. They just know when they come over here. They know, oh, that's my cousin. But they don't, like back in the day. We come up like
spend the night.
We stay like we know this is family. When we all come with everybody, I go. We walk to the store. About 30 of us. We walk to the store at one time together. Or we doing something. But so the thing about it is, nowadays you have cousins over here, cousins over there. They don't even know they cousins, and then you meet them and go somewhere and be like, "What you doing here?" Well, that's my cousin. That's your cousin. This is my people. And not knowing y'all been going to the same school all the time. Mm-hmm. Y'all in the same school.
So what changed? I think like parents don't want to be bothered.
But I won't necessarily put it on that. I have
stopped being put together.
That comes to another one of those toxic things. A lot of people have felt like because this is such a toxic family, they've removed themselves from the situation. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because look, I tell you, I don't even know if I told y'all before, I'm the oldest out of all my siblings. I was a bully. Mm-hmm. Like I did, like my brother, I think 35, 36, he got a BB in his heel right now. I had a pump shotgun. I popped the shit out of his ass for fucking with me.
A pump shotgun?
Yep.
A pump BB gun?
Yep.
BB gun.
BB gun. You know what the hell I'm talking about.
Because the shotgun has a BB gun.
But I shot him. I used to make them smoke grass out the front yard. Like I didn't have them drink peroxide. Like I was a bully. But for that particular reason,
you was crazy.
Yeah, I would have beat your ass.
If you was my child and I found out you was doing that, I would have beat the black.
But again, this is where I was going with that. That telling. Don't come to me to an outlet telling. And that was one thing. Yeah. And for two, I was also that child that was like, mama always leave you here with me. Mm. Tell if you want to. When they leave, I'm going to kick your ass again. Mm-hmm. And that was me. And that's how.
That's abusive.
Yeah.
That's abuse.
That's how
parents.
That's how I would.
Parents, y'all need to question y'all kids. When y'all kids, you leave your kids alone with their siblings. The siblings might not be wrapped too tight. So ask your children, did anything happen today? Is there anything that you want to tell me? Did somebody tell you not to tell me something? Y'all need to be questioning y'all children about what their siblings is doing to them, because the bully don't always be at school. The bully could be right there in the house.
That's true, and I can attest. And see, my thing is, with me having a 17-year-old with my 5 and 6-year-old, they feel like they the same way. They'll tell me in a minute. They tell me anything she do. Mama, Jada was bullying me. Mama Jada did this. Mama Jada did that. And they do. They tell on everything. And I'm right on it.
I don't know. I guess I wasn't a big cousin or brother that just did that. I used to just say, let's try this here, and say, y'all get on it, let me try it. You know what I mean? Like hook
crash dummies.
Like put a rope on a big wheel and hook it up to the back of the bike and say, stay on there, I'm gonna give you a ride.
And
You know, growing up, the only tattletale was Reggie. Reggie used to be the one snitching. Like nobody else told a snitch or nothing.
We used to
Just
fight all
his
the
little
time.
self.
That's because y'all was adventurous. You know what I'm saying? It was adventurous. So we are trying to discover new things. And boys are definitely like that. Boys always. I'll be watching King and I'm like, boy, this boy gonna make me have a whole heart attack because he do anything. He into everything. Like I went another day and I had took all the Christmas stuff is already down out of my house.
Oh, really?
But there's a string of lights that I left out because I was going to put them in an atrium too. Mm-hmm. I went in there and went to turn the dog. King door's locked, but he don't have it pushed closed all the way. So I just bumped it. King then took the string of lights and put them up in his room. Just
by himself?
By himself.
Little himself.
So he just did some stuff. So yeah, especially them boys, I watch them. That one, I definitely watch. I stay on him because, and they so independent. They grow up so independent now.
So what about these people? We're talking about toxic characteristics. You have somebody that do something to hurt you, and they always, I'm sorry this, I'm sorry that. How many I'm sorry's do you accept before you realize that it's a problem?
The question is, when do you call them out on they sorry?
So. Well, yeah, like you could possibly be calling them out, but like, what if they always doing something, or even it's not just necessarily the same thing, but you know, like as you be around this person, they steady doing stuff that's is unacceptable, and they'll be like, okay, well, I'm sorry. They try to make it up to you, like how Miles has said, you got the Tyler Perry movies. You have these movies where these men, they knocking the hell out these women. Then they're like, I'm sorry. They bring her a bed of roses, or they bring her a diamond bracelet. They trying to buy you off to show like they're sorry. How it's a lot of people that go through that.
But it's a lot of people that's the reason why they're in a relationship in the first place. And I tell people a lot of times when you marry for money or you're in a relationship for money, you have to understand that you put a lot of power in that other person's hand. Mm-hmm. And when you give somebody that power, you have little or none, and that's how you are treated. They feel like you don't work. So since you don't work, you're supposed to stay at home. You have all of this stuff that you have to do. And if you don't do, these are your consequences, like you're a child. Mm-hmm. Or you go through, you can't tell me I can't cheat because you don't have a job and I pay all the bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like you say, with these Tyler Perry movies, somebody cheating with the secretary or somebody else at the job, and when you find out about it, it's like you can't tell me shit because you don't pay a bill. You know what I'm saying? You driving around in this nice car because I paid for it. And once you and if you have a problem with it, leave everything I paid for. So yeah, you dealing with all of the nonsense. So what do you do?
Stay there and sign up for it.
No, but that's the reason why now there's so many. That's why the dating scene is just trash.
That's why it's non-traditional. That's why you got so many independent women that's going out there to get it for themselves, because they don't have time for a dude to feel like, oh, I need more than one woman, and the woman that I have, she gonna put up with everything that I'm gonna dish out because she don't have nothing but me. So when you don't have nothing, you gotta settle and you gotta put up with. I'm not gonna settle. I'm not gonna put up with nothing. I don't care if I ain't got a job or a dollar in my bank account. You're not gonna mistreat me.
Right.
At all.
You're absolutely correct.
I'm not going to accept it. I'm not going to tolerate it. And I'm not going to forgive it. Like, don't waste your time trying to be with me thinking that you can control me with your wealth, because it doesn't work that way. Not for me. Mm-mm. You have a lot of people that, I think we talked about this before, they suffer in silence. That's toxic too, because you sitting there suffering in silence and you allowing this stuff to build up. That's when them people, they snap. Have you ever watched the show Snap?
Yep. You ain't never seen Snap?
I heard about it.
Can you imagine, like, somebody steady doing something to you over and over, hurting your feelings, pissing you off, making you angry, and you just swallow it. You just keep on just taking it because you feel trapped. And then finally you decide, you know what? I'm a good person. I'm not going to keep allowing this person to keep shitting on me. And then you just be like, ugh,
Superman,
you snap. Yeah.
And lose your life.
Or your freedom.
I ain't going to get that serious because I'm not fit to put along with it that long.
Mm-hmm. But you got a lot of people that tolerate that being, and they feel like this person love me. They just having a bad day,
But you
And
gotta
they-
understand they going through something.
Yes,
I know this
that
'cause they
part.
going through
They
something.
upbringing.
And
They
you know,
never.
they dead or they mama wasn't there for 'em. I don't give a rat what they grown enough to know the difference. Well, break that cycle and be something better than what your family or who that person you looked at or did it to you is. You know what I'm saying? That's just life, period, man. You know what I'm saying? Folks got excuses. Like, I don't believe in excuses. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hear no excuse. To me, period. I don't want to hear no excuse about why you ain't did it. That's an excuse. I ain't gonna do it. That's an excuse. I don't want to hear nothing about it. If it's anything gonna be with an excuse, don't even talk to me with it.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Like, don't even say nothing that's gonna sound like an excuse. Just say, I'll do it tomorrow. Or I got it. I'm gonna jump on it later on. You know, but don't. Oh man, that's what it is. Like, cause she, because she, man, I'm not for man. No, I'm not for letting no woman just feel like she can talk to me in a way or don't ever try to handle me in front of nobody. Family member, mama, daddy, grandma, brother, sister, cousins, uncles, aunties, whoever. Don't try to talk to me crazy. Don't try to look at me crazy, say something to me. Like, don't do none of that. Like, don't disrespect me in no form, fashion, or way. Because you feel like you're gonna disrespect me from your family, then I'm gonna grab you by your neck in front of you. Like, look at here.
No, cousin, don't grab him by the neck.
I'm just saying, don't just
just
walk
walk away.
there. Yeah, but I'm just saying, don't talk to me crazy, because then you be looking like, why you grab me like that? Or why you talk crazy to me like that?
But then the men also have to realize you cannot sit there and provoke a woman and just think that every woman gonna be strong enough to bite their tongue.
Nah.
You can't sit there and provoke a woman, and then when she spaz out, you looking out shocked, like, well, why you tripping? Why was you all up in my face? Why was you invading my personal space? Like,
you stated.
I pre-warn people. I'm at a point in my life where you can talk your noise from a distance, and it's only gonna be a little amount of time that I'm gonna allow you to talk your noise, and I'm gonna just walk off because I want to hear it. Don't follow me, don't put your hands on me, and don't get up in my face talking noise, because those are things that I haven't managed. I haven't learned how to manage when you do that.
You get too close to me, you definitely want a reaction. So.
Yeah, man, look here. I'm gonna say two things. What you say? Huh? Yes, okay, no problem. I walk away. We ain't gotta talk. We ain't gotta say nothing else. We leave it alone till later on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, we ain't gonna spend that much energy saying, no, I'm gonna talk, later. We ain't gonna have to do all that.
No, I'm gonna tell you, like, I don't want to talk right now. We can talk about it later.
And I walk away.
Yes, please respect my mind.
I'm like, all right. I said, I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back and just let it be where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no, it's no point.
I think people that want to argue, that's toxic right there all by itself.
Like, I'm not for the.
Yeah,
I'm not finna go to all that.
All that screaming, like I done got so mad in the past before. I'm screaming to the top of my lungs, and I can't see me doing that no more.
I said, but man, hold on. Why are you raising your voice? Did I escalate my voice? Like, lower your voice.
You escalated your voice. That's why my voice got louder, because I gotta go over your voice.
Like, no, I can maybe get mad out now, but like,
now I feel like you put too much bass in your voice, and that means I gotta go over you.
Well, quit trying to talk when I talk. Let me say what I gotta say. You say what you have to say.
But I can let you say what you got to say. But then when I say what I got to say, you don't like it, and you cut me off, and then now we got a problem because you trying to overtalk me.
Like, no, how am I over talking you?
Because I was saying what I had to say.
But you didn't hear what I had to say.
You said what you had to say first.
But why?
Because you had a problem.
I didn't have no problem. You had the problem.
Well, I had a problem, and when I'm telling you my
problem.
What was the
problem I did? What was the problem I did?
Get on my nerves.
So, you know what? Let me just tell you what you did. And you be quiet and let me tell you what you did.
Okay.
And then you need to apologize.
Okay. I'm not going to apologize for something I ain't say wrong or did nothing wrong.
You have to do something wrong because it upset me.
Okay, what made you upset?
What you did, it upset me.
And what I did, it upset
whatever it was that you did, that upset me.
You need to be specific on what I did that made you upset. Okay, tell you what.
So I didn't give a scenario.
So if I made you upset, my bad.
Right. But I want you to know what it was that you did that made me feel this way. You might didn't mean to make me feel this way, but I need you to know you did this. I understand you didn't mean for me to feel this way. However, I feel this way.
Okay, well, my bad. I apologize.
All right, now give me a hug.
All right, there.
Y'all getting on my nerves. Jeez.
That's how it goes. Like, it could be that simple. Don't argue with me like, well, I ain't mean. It don't matter if you meant to make me feel a way. Whatever you did, it hurt me. And I'm telling you, you hurt me.
Right.
So you acknowledge that you made me feel this way, even though you didn't mean for me to feel that way.
Yeah.
That's all the other person needs to hear is, I didn't mean to make you feel that way, and I'm sorry.
That could change a lot.
That can end it.
Yeah.
It can stop right there.
Right.
It can stop right there.
Yeah. Oh, but that's what it is. But in life, man, forget all that arguing, man. It ain't worth all the energy going back and forth with nobody. You know?
It's really not.
I'm not even putting that much energy. I can be sleeping with all that extra energy. So it is what it is, though. But
How you turn away over there?
It moved. I'm sorry. All right. So have we talked about all our toxic behaviors? All right. So we have New Year's Eve coming up. We're gonna start with Native Vaughn. New Year's resolution or vision board. What do you have planned for 2022?
I want to try to go ahead and finish doing what I need to do by March. I want to have my business up and running.
What is your business?
Don't want to talk about it right just yet.
Oh, okay. Sometimes you cannot put your dreams and goals out there because there'll be somebody sitting around praying and hoping for you to fail before you even get it started.
Right.
Bingo.
Refill.
I guess so, since you're trying to pull it in there.
We might as well finish this flower.
Yeah, I guess so.
What else you got in Native Vaughn?
I want to. I would hope that maybe I get into a stable relationship this year.
Okay, you ready for love this year?
I'm ready for love.
All right, Facebook, Instagram,
Stop
YouTube.
doing that.
Native Vaughn is looking for love.
What the hell does song go?
Don't do that. But anywho.
All right, so we're gonna get this new business started. And we're gonna look for love, or we're gonna wait for love to find us and hope that it's for real.
We waiting for love to find me. And I think at the end of the day, I think one of the things that people don't understand about me is I'm not chasing no man. I'm not chasing them. So at the end of the day,
what if you can't call my phone?
You don't chase them, just replace them.
Huh? What you say? Because I heard this one. What you heard? You saying something about what?
I say, what if he fine, thick with muscles and tattoos, with a good shiny beard, a power walk maybe?
Hey, but I just feel like I'm not one of those. If I'm not a priority to you, I'm not supposed to waste my time. On to the next one. So, and that's how I feel, and that's one of the main reasons why I said that I'm really abstaining right now, because I'm not supposed to go back and forth with that type of stuff. Like, if you don't have time for me, guess what? I ain't got time for you. And that's the biggest thing. You can't try to get to know somebody and you don't have time to try to get to know them.
Well, people make time for what and who they want to make time for. So you keep that in mind. If you're dating somebody and you feel like they're not making enough time for you, don't even waste your time on giving them no time.
They ain't trying to spare that time for you. They have a million excuses, but trust me, they won't have no excuses for the person who they want to kick it with.
Yeah.
Or they confused about where they really want to go and head right now.
Oh, I can end some confusion for you. Like, I don't have a problem with any confusion.
No. I say, that person can be confused,
and I can end that
confusion. Yeah.
Let me go ahead and remove my confusion from your situation.
Yeah. So they don't know where they might just want to be at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
So what you doing?
For me?
Miles is next.
I know that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you know me. What I'm gonna be doing?
Driving.
You don't have no
new goals this year. New goals this year is to put away some millions. I ain't gonna say how many numbers, but add some more millions, put away. That's my goal. So, and just elevate myself to another level past where I'm at now. It's time to go up to the next level. Every year, my thing is just to go up another notch. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm at 1, it's time to go to 2, from 2 to 3. So every year it's time for me to go up higher than where I was at the next year. You know what I'm saying? So that just, I don't sit up and say, my thing is just to elevate me to become, like, I'm a better person, but if I can be even greater, I'm going to get greater. And you know what I'm saying? That's just who I am. That's my whole plan to be, so, and be able to travel more this year, next year, whatever.
Where are you trying to go now?
I don't know. I said, last year I did a whole bunch. Well, this year I did a whole lot, but I think I'm gonna try to do maybe 1 or 2 trips, but if I do it, it's gonna have to be somewhere big. You know,
That's what I want to do this year too.
it's just gonna be somewhere big. I ain't gonna do as many trips like I did this year because I'm on trying to do some whole lot different things. Not saying that I won't, but right now it's my mindset. You know, I'm just planning on maybe taking 2 nice trips. Uh, and then from there, everything else is just steady. You know, going to the next level. You know, just help. You know, just continue to pray and hope that I continue to have my health. You know what I'm saying, and my ability to get up and walk, talk, everything in my strength to do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying, and just remain sane regardless. You know, ain't nothing else changed. Just I'm already staying away from the foolishness. So, you know, it don't even matter, you know, so that ain't even nothing I need to speak on. It's just time to go to the next level. And the next level is stage 3. You know what I'm saying? So time to go to stage 3. And stage 3 is to put up more millions. And then next year be billions. And then the year after that be you know, yep. So
yeah, okay, level up.
That's it. That's it. So that's all it is.
Okay, that sounds good. For myself, I really want to get back to my walking and exercising. I want to lose about a good 25, 30 pounds.
That's what I said. I don't want to do 30. I want to do 20.
I want to do a good 25, 30. If to be exact, I would love to lose like 30 and 35 pounds. And I'll be happy. But I don't know. It's like my mom and Mitch, they could just
drop weight.
Yeah, like they could just say they want to lose weight and the weight just fall off. I could starve myself for like 3 days and gain about 5 pounds. And I don't understand, like, what's the problem? Like, at what point did I get to where I just keep gaining weight and not losing it? So that's one goal. Like, I want to start exercising and like really dedicate myself to getting fit and exercising and losing weight from exercising. And I want some thick thighs, like with muscles, not like the thick thighs I got right now.
I don't want no muscles. I want some thick thighs, but I just don't want to say it like I want
tone. I seen this lady on Instagram and you can tell that she probably bicycle or something. Like, I want muscle tone. Like, I want to be able to put my leg out and like you just see like the muscle there, you know. That's what I want. Also, you know, I do want to I want to get back to working like an 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 job, because I like when I'm working and I'm still hustling on the side, because my hustle money is do what you want to do money. You know, I did a lot of traveling this year, but I want to just get back into my routine to do like 2 international trips a year. But I have another goal of I want to eventually go to every state. So we got like 51 states, right? Is it 51? No, I think it's more than 50. I think it's like 51. 52?
Do you want to be in the United States? You got 52.
Yes.
53.
I want to, I don't know how long it's going to take me to do every state, but I want to go to every state. 53.
Yeah, I can't. Well, you can go to, so you want to go to every state? Like, well, that was my goal.
I want to get out.
But my thing, now that's cool. Now, so my thing was when I said I was retired, so I was getting a big RV. Give me some people who like to travel. That way we have some people help drive. And then
with the food.
Yeah, because we can cook. You know, whenever we pull over, we can always open up the thing, cook some breakfast in the morning, and then get the rolling. But my thing was just figure out which direction we want to start. And just as you travel, you know, you just
find a spot to stop.
Yeah, just like let's go here. What they got going on is we're gonna go to so and so. We're gonna stop there. They say they got some good food there. We'll go check out the food, and then we'll keep on going. When we get there, they say got this one spot, the scenery we need to go check out. We check that scenery out, and then boom, we keep on going. Let's get to this place over here. This place they say got up. Then we get there, we post up because they got different things we can see for a couple of days. Then we get back in, and we on to the next one. You see what I'm saying? And my thing was to do the same thing. But get people who willing to be able to that travel and want to have fun doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, that's my thing. But my whole point when I was traveling the city is football season. That's why I can be able to go to all the stadiums. So that'd be my reason why I go to different games. So now I'm not going to see y'all stadium, but I'm also able to see the city.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me know when you get that RV because I show help you drive, or I keep you company. I keep you up while you driving.
Yeah, well, shit.
As long as I got my Red Bulls and my Skittles. So
Yeah,
keep
you know what I'm
up.
saying? Like my thing, so it wasn't even that's just I thought about like that's cool. That's my thing right there.
Mm-hmm.
But traveling international, that's the big deal. But interstate,
Yeah, I know where I want to go to next, but I just
what's
I want to go to Egypt.
Yeah.
One of my friends, she recently went to Egypt and it just looks great. Even Dubai, like y'all just went to Dubai. I want to go to Dubai too, but I think the next trip I plan, I want to do something like Egypt.
Yeah, Egypt, that's there. Egypt.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. We want to thank everybody who logged in today to join us for Cocktails and Conversations. Like I said, if you guys have a topic that you would like for us to discuss and you want to hear our point of view, you want to know if we've experienced it and how we experienced it, how we overcame it, just hit us up in our inbox or go to the group Cocktails and Conversations with Jamila and Ine Divine, and we will go ahead and pull up those topics for our next discussion. New Year's is coming up. We want you guys to be safe.
Please be safe. Don't drink and drive.
The police are already out. You do know, like, people shoot their guns, so y'all be safe. I mean, you really can't be safe in those situations because guns can come down in the house. But just, be safe. If you're going to drink, have a designated driver or go to somebody's house that you can spend a night at to make sure that you get home safe. Watch your children when they popping fireworks. We don't need, no situations.
I think I'm gonna be in the house.
I think I'm gonna be home for New Year's Eve. My mom likes to pop fireworks, so maybe her and Jacoby will pop the fireworks, and I'll just be there recording it, looking for a TikTok to do or something like that.
I usually be asleep by the time New Year's hit. I used to be in the bed asleep. I ain't gonna lie, I used to be sleep.
Yeah, I was looking forward to the party, but they canceled
it might
because
be canceled.
of COVID.
Yeah, they might
They
cancel.
did. They sent out a thing saying it was canceled.
Oh yeah, 'cause I think them children was sick.
All these little kids
Them children got sick.
Everybody, period.
I'm telling y'all something, man. Believe it or not, man. These folks probably dropping shit over here on us and making us get sick. Cause out the blue, just folks like how y'all like everybody just all of a sudden just got sick. Like some people just had head colds or little cough, but it wasn't COVID. Just and the thing about it is, we got this new stream of this, and you got a new stream of that, and a new stream. My thing is this here. See, believe it or not, back long time ago, these folks used to take mosquitoes and they used to inject. They used to have some stuff they were making that the mosquitoes getting. Mosquitoes like to bite you and they suck. So they would feed these mosquitoes some type of I'm trying to think what I want to say. Some infected the mosquitoes with stuff where if it hits you, it'll kill you. But they were trying to make it to where mosquitoes won't die. So what they were doing, they took a bunch of mosquitoes and they inject them and let them inhale all the damn shit and then dropped it over the mosquitoes. Yeah, dropped the mosquitoes flying and just dropped the infected mosquitoes over the whole little city and town, and then folks were just falling over, dying. Boom.
I believe that.
You know what I'm saying? Folks were just falling over and dying. So
population control.
Yeah, and that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? That same shit.
Well, I don't understand how it's gonna be population control when right now they are changing it to where women can't even get abortions if they want abortions. So if they want to do population control, why are you limiting women the right to have abortions?
But you gotta also realize that. Remember, like when COVID initially came out, they were saying that there were certain people that was getting it and that was dying from it. You know what I'm saying? Like they were saying, like they were saying the black population was getting it worse, especially if you had health conditions, then they was getting it and dying from it.
And that's crazy because it's most of the black people that don't want to get vaccinated.
And it was more the elderly. They were saying the elderly and the black population that was getting it and dying from it. So again, that's still population control.
Hey, Brandy, thanks for joining. We're about to log off in a minute, but you can always go back and watch and see what we had to say.
I don't. At the end of the day, man, I think all of it's bull crap. I ain't take no shot, and I'm still not taking no shot, and I'm gonna stick on that.
and you won't be able to go on no cruises.
I don't care. I did the cruise one time, and one time was fine with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but my thing is, it's just bull crap because, people taking a shot and you still catching it. So why would I take something that's still like,
But the shot is beneficial to people that have underlying issues.
Well, then I understand.
So, like, if you, like, for me, for example, I had pneumonia last year in March. Was it 2020? Yeah, in 2020, I had pneumonia. So I would be someone that's high risk. Or like my mom, for example, she has COPD, so she's high risk.
Right.
People who already have issues with their lungs, those are the people that they recommend to go get vaccinated, because if you were to get it, it would be more severe for you. But people that are in good health condition, you'll be okay. Maybe if you catch COVID, you can shake it off. But like if somebody already have issues with breathing, then they might want to get vaccinated because it minimizes their symptoms.
That's what they say.
I wouldn't know, but
I don't know. But they say they've been practicing. There's a lot of stuff that they say to help me. Like my thing is, I'm look here, man. I just feel like everything that we do, everything it is, a lot of this stuff come with because there's too many people trying to take stuff and they making too much, using too much stuff, chemically wise and putting in your food. You just need to go back to them old days, how them old folks used to goddamn eat, kill their own chickens and grow all their own stuff.
Ain't nobody's gonna be doing all of that.
I'm
Brandy
doing it.
say that she is fully vaccinated and she's positive for COVID right now, fighting it real hard. So if you didn't have the vaccine, then what they say is that you'll be fighting even harder for your life if you didn't have the vaccine. So the vaccine supposedly make the symptoms a little bit easier than if you didn't have the vaccine.
I've heard that's supposed to be the reason, but I've also heard people that got the vaccine and still then died from it. So
well, yeah, they don't tell you that the vaccine cures COVID. Nah. It just makes your symptom less severe.
Yeah, that's what they say.
So because my mom is she has breast cancer right now and she has COPD. She's been at my house. I'm actually vaccinated because I want to minimize the risk of, if I've wear some wood at. I have not had COVID. I've been so blessed.
Yeah.
But if I were to contract it, at least my symptoms wouldn't be too bad. But I wouldn't dare go around my mom if I had COVID, especially if I knew I had COVID. I actually tried to go get tested for COVID, but the place that I went to, they was like, we're not even accepting walk-ins no more, and we don't even have.
It was crazy. It was hard to get tested, to buy tests. They got the home test.
They don't have no more.
Nobody, yeah,
they don't have no more.
Been having them.
And they were saying that by the time you make an appointment, it's so many days out. So it's like good luck with trying to find a center to go get COVID. And like, I don't know, like I feel like I don't have COVID because I still have my smell. I can still taste stuff. I can still breathe. But it was just like you say, last week, everybody just got sick with the weather change and everything. But I do get tested. I am vaccinated. And once I get fully recovered from this cold, I'm going to go get my booster shot. And I do it because I just don't want to get COVID,
Right.
Or if I get it, I don't want my symptoms to be severe. And I just want to protect myself so that I can, help protect my mom who's in my house.
Right.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and log off. Again, you can find us right here on Facebook Live every Wednesday, 8 Central Time. You have me, myself, Jamila. We have Miles, and we have Inay Divine. If you have a topic that you would like for us to discuss, hit us up in the inbox, and we will be happy to discuss that. Okay, hold on. She says that she have underlying conditions. Lies. They misdiagnosed me with the flu. I've been in bed for a week. Girl, I got misdiagnosed with the flu and I actually had pneumonia. So sometimes you have to get more than one test results. But thank you, Brandy, for joining us. Like I say, click on here so that you can see what we were talking about earlier when we were talking about toxic traits and characteristics in people. We will see you next Wednesday. Cocktails and Conversations.
Good night, guys. See you guys next Wednesday.
Bye, YouTube. You guys will catch on sooner or later.
You still leave it posted on there?
Mm-hmm.
They can go to.